Scrap with only licensed dealers, a member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Rome Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Hey folks, we're here at the crappie tournament, Reynolds Racing Marine, and we're kind of getting ready for the weigh-in. We got food being delivered up here, so we're going down here and check the weigh-in, see who's come in with some crappie, and we'll get back with you shortly. All right, folks, we already got some fishermen weighing fish in, and we'll see what goes on here, see who the winners are.
1411.
All right, folks, I got Kenneth Justice, Gary Jenkins here with me, and they won this tournament last year. Give us some insight what happened this year, guys. What was different?
Gary, he's the guide here. He messed up. He didn't know where to go.
That's the way we always want to do it. Blame it on the guide.
There you go.
Right. Okay.
I don't claim to be a guide.
Yeah, Kenneth, that's exactly the way we do it. All right. What do you think? This wasn't the same places?
No.
Okay.
Every one of them's deep. Everybody's caught today stayed deep.
Been deep. Okay.
They ain't up yet, I don't think.
Uh-huh.
Well, they ought to be 62, 63 degree water temperature, and things ought to be right on the bank.
Yeah. Well, what I want to add to that is we've had a pretty cold winter.
Yeah.
You know, water's froze over, so it's going to take a little while for it to get, even though it's that on the surface. I mean, in my opinion, I think it really may not be that warm down a little deeper. So they hadn't moved in yet, bottom line.
No.
Okay.
It's going to take a couple more weeks of this bright sunshine.
Okay. Well, listen, appreciate you guys, and we're going to have something to eat up here. Remember, sponsors, Reynolds Racing Marine, and appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.
All right, man. See you. Okay. Hey, folks, I've got the winner here, Tony Gallagher, Johnny Hedrick, and they're the winners of the crappie tournament down here. And what'd you guys have, Tony? 16.7 for 15 fish. That's a little better than a pound average. That's pretty good crappie fishing, ain't it? I know you all fished this thing last year. What'd you have last year? Remember?
About 10 pounds.
Yeah. Are you getting them deep, shallow? Getting them deep. I've heard a lot of people saying that they're catching fish deep still yet.
We had a limit. We had 30.
Had 30. Man, I tell you what, that's pretty good. Tony, was you using them chartreuse minnows?
We was using regular minnows.
Regular minnows? Okay. I didn't think you was going to tell me that. I tricked you on that one.
I'll tell you the truth.
I know you will, guys. You know what? I was going to ask Johnny that and see what he'd say. But anyway, hey, congratulations to you guys. Appreciate you talking to me, and hope to see you next year.
You will, thank you.
All right. Remember the fishing show Thursday night.
We want you.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. See you later. All right. Man. All right, folks. We got people here in the pavilion enjoying some of this fine eating, so we'll get a little shot of them. And when they finish eating, I think they're going to award prizes and the winners, and we'll get some more film at that point. All right, Glenn's giving away some door prizes here and drawing names out of the box. So, folks, Wes and I are back down here on Watch Bar Sunday afternoon. We trying to fish a little bit, run our motor a little bit. He had a little bass on there and flopped off, didn't he, Wes?
Yep.
All right, let's get him back in the water and we'll try to get another.
All right.
Oh, Wes, got another little old bass here, folks. Wes, you're getting bad on them little ones, son. We need to get a big one.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, he's finally got one on here. Looks like we found him like we did the other day.
Yeah, that looks like the same bunch was in here the other day, Wes.
Yep.
Sure is. That's a big stripe. A big one. Off my rod there, buddy. All right, now then, let's get him off here. Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad stripe.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
If only them were bass, we'd be living fine. All right.
All right, old Wes got a good fish, pretty decent fish there. That's a good keeper, Wes. All right, old buddy. Looks good. Now then, set your bait out of him there. Yeah. Okay, buddy. That's good. Good job. Good job. There you go. Yeah, turn it around sideways. All right, buddy. Fine picture. Nice little fish. All right, let's get you another.
Got another one on here.
He's a small one, Wes, but he jumped good and hit good.
Yep.
I like that. I'll take that any time, whether a pound or 10 pounds.
All right, let's get another.
Got another little old buck bass there, Wes. Sure have.
Yep.
Let's see if we can get him off the
Move
hooks
places
here.
and try to get back in them, ain't we?
Yeah, we'll try to get him off the hooks here and get him back in the water. Where's my needle now?
Right up there.
All right. Okay, bud. All right. Yeah, them little ones can't help it. Get on it too.
Yep.
All right, you can cut your camera off then. Wes has got another one of them little old buck bass in here. Bring him on up, Wes. There you go. A bunch of them, ain't they, bud?
Yep.
Okie dokie. That's a good deal. Let's get him off and get you another.
Let's do it.
Wes got another one on back-to-back cast here, but it's a pretty good little fish, seems like. Where's he at, Wes? Oh, yeah, I see him there. Yeah, buddy. That's a nice one there now.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. That's one of them 2.5, 3 pound keepers there, buddy. Don't pick your rod up like that up that way. It causes you to break your rod here. I got to figure out why that thing wants to shut down after you record for a minute.
Well, there's somebody calling us now.
Well, that's all right. Let them call.
Yep.
Probably somebody wanting a fishing tip, reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Boy. Come on out there, hook.
All right, let's get it off and we'll show it in here.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
All right, 1 second.
All right. Yeah. That's a good little keeper bass right there, buddy.
There he is.
Okay, man. Back to the water and let's get you another.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Folks, I've got my old buddy and football coach in here with me this afternoon, Coach Ronnie Brown. He's got a fish there, not a giant by no means, but that'll get us started, Ron. All right. Good job getting another. Folks, Coach Brown's got a good fish on here this time. Let's see if we can get him up. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a little better than them little ones, RB. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, you'd take a few like that, wouldn't you? All right, buddy. That was worth the trip, wasn't it? Dude, we're going to get several more like that down through here. What do you need? Flowers? All right. What do you think now, Mr. Brown?
Well, I'd like to have a few more like him, but that's a good one.
All right, buddy. Get you another. Camera off. Ah, God dang it, I know that's going to happen.
Broke your line, too.
Yep, took the rattle trap, but I was reaching to get him by the nose.
That was my fault.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I had the line in my hand. I was watching that plug.
That was a good fish. I heard that 5 or 6 pounds.
Yeah, I was watching watching that plug, and I was going.
Watch the camera, it's gonna get wet.
Yeah, shit. God dang it. All right, Coach Brown's got a small fish this time, folks. He's after them little ones too.
We got enough of them.
All right. All right, folks, now Coach Brown's got a bigger fish this time now instead of them little ones. All right, Coach, that's a good deal, buddy. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, I'd like to have about 10 like that today.
I heard that, buddy. Get you another. All right, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. As you can see, my guest tonight's Bill Nichols. Bill, good to have you.
All right. It's always good to be here, Steve, boy.
Buddy, good to have you with me. I'll tell you that right now. I want to say hello to Dad and hello to Polly right off the get-go. Keep us out of trouble.
Yeah, that's a real good idea.
Yeah. And one other thing right quick before we, Bill, discuss these little fishing films I had there. Jack Raines, if you're watching the show tonight, Jack, give us a call over here in a little bit, say about 20 minutes or so there, and give us a report on the North Lake Task Force, if you don't mind, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need to find out something.
Jack always is takes a big interest in that, and we need to talk to him bad.
We sure do. I sure do. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about the. Let's start out with the first film was the crappie tournament. That had at Kingston City Park, Bill, there Saturday, and had I think 4 or 5 boats. It didn't have a big crowd of fishermen because they were all busy fishing another crappie tournament there on the lake. But anyhow, we had a good time. And Tony Gallagher and Johnny Hedrick won the thing with 16 pounds something.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, for 15, a little better than a pound apiece. A good job. They done great. The guys that won the thing last year had a big bag last year. They didn't do very well this year. Said that the fish hadn't moved in where they called them the year before.
Well, we've been proving that. Them fish is still out there, and the better fish is out there 26, 27, 28 foot of water yet.
Yeah, they sure are. Herschel's got a picture. We'll show it here later. Mike and Brad was down there Sunday after the Saturday crappie tournament, and they had 30 keepers, and 30 big crappie, and they had trouble finding minnows, Bill.
Had trouble finding minnows.
Yes, sir. Went to everywhere they could stop that might be selling minnows on the way to the lake. Even went in below Blue Springs somewhere down there at 10 Mile, didn't have any there. And they wound up putting the boat in and going. They were going to go to White's Creek, but they diverted over to Arrowhead on the way and got them some minnows and fished their way back to the Blue Springs. And when they got back, Brad told Mike, said, I believe we've got our limits. And said when they counted them out there, they had 30.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good for having to track down your bait. That sure is.
And those fish came from. They didn't come shallow. They came from deep water, 26, 27 feet.
They sure did.
They had some dandies too.
Yes, sir. Well, we got a picture of the live well, and Herschel need a few minutes to get that pulled up, and we'll show that here shortly. Yeah, that was they done pretty good. They had a nice bag of fish, and sure did. There's no question about it. Back to the crappie tournament. Congratulations to Tony and Johnny for winning that thing. I don't care what kind of crappie day or tournament you're in. A pound average, pretty good deal.
You're not kidding.
Yes,
it really
sir.
is.
Yeah, I'd take it all day long.
I will too.
Yeah, boy.
They're fine to eat too.
All right, Herschel, thank you, buddy. And then Herschel's uncle sent us a picture here. He caught a crappie down there in Big Emery. I think there's Mike and Brad's live well, full of crappie, and yeah, I'd say they're stacked in there, Bill.
I don't think Brad wants to clean any more or less.
No, Brad said he'd never bring in another 30-bag mess to clean, or 30-fish stringer to clean, unless his wife was going to help him.
Yeah.
And so he, there's Albert with his big crappie. So, man, I tell you what,
I believe that crappie's 3 pounds better.
he was over 3 pounds. So Albert right now is the photo of the month, and we got to get him a shirt. And man, that's a nice crappie, Albert.
Yeah.
Good job. So and that came. Now Albert probably won't want us to know this, but Herschel let it slip that came out of Little Emery.
Little Emery.
Yeah. So if anybody gets in trouble, we'll blame it on Herschel.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So anyway, folks, the crappie are doing good. I heard, got a report from Milton Hill. They're catching crappie at Milton Hill.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah, in the shallow water. So this guy called me in I guess it was Tuesday or Wednesday, wanted to take his, last Friday. He called me last Friday wanting to know about the crappie fishing. He lives up near Andersonville, and he was going to bring his grandson down to the crappie tournament. And he wanted to know, said that they just wasn't getting any crappie off of North right now. And I told him, I said, buddy, as far as I know, you can catch them from 30 foot to 3 foot.
That's right.
And so just whatever you want to do, whatever suits you. But they are catching some, quite a few deep still yet, and they are a lot of people catching them 3 foot of water.
Yeah.
So the crappie's doing awful well right now. I hadn't heard anything from Fort Loudon, but I'm sure they're biting over there probably the same way.
Yeah. Well, it's at their time. The dogwoods is done turned white, and any time that them dogwoods is out full bloom, the crappie fishing is its best.
That's exactly right, Bill. You got that right. Okay, the next little thing I wanted to point out there while we were watching the film with Wesley and I, you heard me tell him, Bill, I told you, I hope you heard it, but you didn't get to see the film till just a while ago. Wesley had a fish on, and he reached out middle ways of his rod, was going to swing it in the boat. We do that a lot of times, but folks, don't do that.
Unless you want to buy a new rod.
Unless you want to buy a new rod, because that rod, those things will break, and that graphite, when it breaks, it's like glass.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And so if you're going to swing them in the boat, just go ahead and you can put your hand in front of the reel, but don't get out there middle ways of the rod, because you're going to break the tip off.
Yep, sure are.
So I thought I'd pass that tip along to you all, like I did Wesley down there the other day when he was going to swing that one in the boat, and I thought I'd done it in a real nice way, and I wanted him to know why.
Right.
I said, hey, you break your rod, if you're not careful, and it may not happen the first time, but you can count on it later on. It will.
Yeah, Wesley's young. Yeah,
Wesley's
he's got
young.
A lot to learn.
He got a lot to learn, but he's doing good.
You done the right thing by telling him.
Yeah, and so I thought I'd pass that along to you all. If you're out there and you're swinging your fish in on the rod, just go ahead and keep your hands back there next to the reel, and don't try to reach out there about middle ways to help it, because it'll break it. But I thought I'd pass that along. And another tip I wanted to tell y'all, and I meant to bring it, Bill, was hard as nails. You got to have a little jar of that hard as nails.
Hard as nails.
Yes, sir.
I keep that at the house and in the tackle box.
Exactly right. I've kind of let my tackle box tips get away from me, but what it was, I picked up one of my rods the other night, and I noticed out there on one of the guides that thread was
loose.
It was loose.
Yeah.
There it was. So I said, and I keep a bottle of hard as nails sitting there on my workbench, and I just stepped in there and got it and put that stuff on that thread there, and it looks like factory.
Exactly right.
So
you tightened it up.
Tightened it up, and it's sealed up now, and I don't have to worry about it. And any little thread that gets loose on your guide or back here next to your reel handle or your butt on your reel, on your rod butt, any of those threads that get loose, you can take that hard as nails and fix them right up.
You can fix a whole lot of other stuff up with that hard as nails.
Yes, sir. You sure can. And I know me and you and Paul is we don't tie them jigs Paul ties us. You're the hard as nail man. You're waiting on.
That's right. When he gets a jig tied up,
yeah,
he hands it to me, and I put the hard as nails to it right then on the thread.
Yes, sir. There you go. It seals that thread up, plus glues it all together, and tightens it up, and you don't lose near the hair.
No, you don't. That's right.
All right. So remember that, folks. 2 little tips there. It might save you some heartache one day, with a broke rod or, eye going off your rod or what have you. So some hard as nails is a good thing to keep around, Bill. It's about like electrical tape. So wanted to pass that along to you. But we did have some pretty good film there, and the other thing about the film, I had Coach Ronnie Brown there with me. Let's see, what was it? Wednesday afternoon, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Tuesday afternoon.
Right.
Tuesday. Yeah. And we caught a few fish, and whenever the film fuzzed up, folks, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Had about a 6-pounder hook there, Bill. Got it up to the boat, and it was jumping around, and I reached and grabbed the line, and with my right hand laid the camera in the seat, and I grabbed that line with my right hand and went to put my thumb in his mouth with my left hand, and it gave one of those big jumps and broke the line and was gone.
And took your bait.
Took the bait. Exactly right. Sure did. If I'd have had a dip net out, we'd have put them all in the boat. But
I'm glad you took old Ronnie. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I really like old Ronnie. And like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen him.
He's a good. He sure is, and I think a lot of him, just like you. And I was glad to get him out.
Right.
I just started down to the lake and called him, and I said, "Hey, I'm going fishing. You want me to meet you at the ramp?" Yeah. So
yeah,
he said. So anyway, we caught a few bass, and what I wanted to talk about was the baits we were using. Wesley and I were using a little old shallow running crankbait, a rattle trap, and a jig. We caught them on all 3 baits. Ronnie and I were using a spinner bait and a jig and a rattle trap. So, right now those, the little buck bass is running around, Bill.
Them little buck bass is in there looking for a place to make the nest to bring the female in there on it.
That's right, exactly right. So they're pretty plentiful down there at Watts Bar right now. I don't know how bad it's flooded after yesterday and today, but it may take the water settling back down a little bit before they get back to business. But earlier in the week last week they were pretty plentiful,
right?
On the shallow banks and stuff, and so those baits, for us are working without a doubt. And if you all got any fishing tips you want to call in on here in a little bit, we'd appreciate it. But those baits, that they're right now they're working.
The fish has moved in shallow.
Yeah,
they've moved in shallow, and a crankbait, rattle trap, a small jig, just about anything that's running anywhere from 4 to 10 feet. They'll catch them fish now.
Yeah. They will, and I'm going to tell you, folks, if you're throwing that bait in a foot of water, and it's coming out through there bumping the bottom, and you're sitting in 4 foot or 5 foot of water, the minute that thing quits dragging the bottom, get ready.
Yes.
I promise you, that's when it's going to happen. And 90% of the time, anyway for me. These bass follow these little old ditches and stuff built to that shallow water. They just use them like we do the highway.
That's right.
And they'll be laying.
That is their highway.
Exactly right. And they'll be laying right there. You know, I'm setting my boat here in 4.5 to 5 foot of water, and I'm throwing up here in a foot of water.
Yeah.
And you know, most of the time that fish strikes that thing if it ever quits hitting the bottom, and then a lot of times they'll strike it when it hits the bottom.
Yep.
You know, when it leaves that mud trail. But they're usually right now in them little ditches. Just any little thing, it may only be a 6-inch or a 10-inch difference.
Yep.
And that bait will hit something and come up off the bottom, and they'll be right there to grab it.
I know a couple of fellows that walleye fishes, and that's jigging a spoon, and after them walleye gets down, and that's what they look for. They look for them ditches. Them walleye get in them ditches also.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it, and so you know, that's just something to keep in mind when you're out there fishing. If you know, if you're running your fish locator or your depth finder, and you see it's coming into a ditch or a gully or something, that's a good place to be.
Yes, sir, Joe is.
Ain't no doubt about it, especially in these when you're going into these shallow coves and creeks and stuff. So anyway. Paul Goddard, if you're listening, Paul, give me a call during the show or after the show. I need to talk to you about the pictures that Eli sent there in March. I want to get him another shirt, and so if you get a chance, Paul, give me a call and give me a number to call you back on or whatever. And I think I've got your number somewhere here, but anyway, I'd like to send Eli another shirt. Okay. That was some nice photos of some crappie that you and he had back in March there. So we can check that off the list. Just hope we hear from you, Paul. Well, let's see. How much time we got, Herschel? 32 minutes. Dadgummit. Time's flying when we're having fun, Bill.
Yeah. On the water and in the show.
On the water and in the show, too. Exactly right. That's exactly right. Folks, do remember the sponsors of the show. You know, just let them know so they'll keep sponsoring the show. Bill and I really love doing the show, and we want to keep doing it. And the only way we can is keep our sponsors, keep giving them business, and that's up to you folks. So please do that, and we'd like to be able to pass a lot of good information along to you. Speaking of that, that Sportsman's Campground up there has only got, talked with them today, they only got 4 or 5, all their cabins are rented and everything. They got some tent camping, and I think he said 4 or 5, he wasn't for sure, it was either 4 or 5 RV spots left with the hookups and the sewer and all that, electrical and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a place to stay, give them a shout. 435-6009 is their number. Yeah, that's on up there at there is a big event going on up there, and he's already told me he had people started coming in there Monday.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's a big thing. And I don't know, I bet you I met 25 trailers with 4-wheelers on them as I was coming to the show.
They're going to have a time up there in that mud.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have a time. Now, Herschel, where did you say they was parking? There was. Oh, okay. Well, they must have been. Oh, Herschel says there's 5 vehicles with about 24-wheelers sitting out here in the parking lot earlier today. So they was eating somewhere or looking for directions, Herschel. Okay, I got you. Okay. But anyway, if you know, the camping spots up there at the foot of Wind Rock, just very few of them left, and which that's good. Herschel, can you give me about a minute and a half here? All right, do it. Okay, there we go. Bill, you want something?
Where can you get fresh homemade cinnamon rolls on Saturday mornings? City pies and barbecue, I swear, as long as they last. All their sandwiches are served on fresh homemade bread. They have daily lunch specials of meat, 2 sides, and bread. Open 10 till 7, Monday through Saturday. Located in Security Square across from the hospital. Phone 228-9007.
Okay, Glenn.
We've got a new line of Otis Dominator side-by-sides. I'd like to show you a few features. These things come equipped, not stripped like some of the other brands. So let's start with the front here. It comes with a nice bumper guard. It comes with a winch front and back.
Yes, sir.
It has lights here. It has lights here. It has a light on top. It's well lit. It has 14-inch tires, front and back. It's a water-cooled 800cc V-twin with Delphi ignition system, fuel injectors, and computer controls.
Mm-hmm.
The seats adjust up and back. The doors close like a Cadillac. It has tops. It has windshields. It has a dump bed like we see in the back.
A dump bed, man.
And of course it shows a trailer hitch. We're going to be thousands less and twice as much equipment.
You get what you're paying for, Glenn, basically.
Well, you're getting more than you're paying for here. It has disc brakes all the way around, so it's a fine unit. Like everybody come down, show them to you. We've got 2 doors, should be here this week. So come down and let's have a little display.
All right, Glenn. I tell you what, it is a fine-looking machine, and that looks really great. It really does. Tailgate on the dump bed. Looks really great. Sure does. All right. We're just kind of walking around, getting some little bit of film on all the features.
I'll show them how the dump bed goes back down.
Yeah.
It has a hydraulic dump system. Electric over hydraulic dump bed.
And I tell you what, it's a nice looking machine. If I knew, if I was into that kind of thing, that'd be what I'd be looking for.
Well, our customers, they either fish.
I agree with you.
They either fish or hunt.
That's right. There you go.
That's probably the biggest percentile of it.
I agree 100%, man. That's a nice looking machine. Sure is. All right, folks, remember that now. Get by Reynolds Racing and Marine. Check this 4-wheeler out, and I guess it's a utility vehicle.
It's a side-by-side utility. Yes,
it's a side-by-side utility vehicle, and man, it is nice. And get by here and check this thing out, and let Glenn know what you think about it.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
All right. Hey, folks, while we I had to get a drink of water. Bill and I brought some rattle traps, and Bill, show us what we got there.
Hey, we got this blueback rattle trap, which is a favorite of mine. It really is. I like that blueback real well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a standard size rattle trap.
Yeah.
They do make one a little bit smaller, and they make one a little larger.
Yeah.
But that's a good bait right there.
That's a half ounce there,
That's a half ounce.
Yes, sir.
And here's another half ounce. This is the blackback rattle trap. And you can't go wrong on these here rattle traps. This one here is painted up a little different than it is. That there is got the stripe down it.
Yeah, I forgot what they call that. Dadgummit. Jim told me, but I forgot. It's a shoot. I don't know. I can't think of now what it is called. I know it looked good.
That's a good looking. And here, let me show you something.
Yeah.
Boy, they rattle now. That's the reason they call it the rattle trap.
That's exactly right, Bill.
And this is one here. That's the little older bait right there. That's a shad color.
It is.
And son, you can't beat it when you're fishing. And you can throw this thing in there real shallow, and that's what it's really designed for, shallow water fishing.
Yeah, that's right.
Now here is what they call a loose-eye shad.
Yeah.
No, I got some that they are. They call them loose-eye shad.
Yeah.
The eyes of them rattle.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a real good one. That's sort of like the shad that the rattle trap Calvin Van Dam uses. Yeah. That's right there.
Sure is, Bill.
And here's another one.
Yeah.
These are painted.
Yep.
These are self-painted here, and you can't go wrong on these rattle traps. Really can't.
No. I wanted Bill and I were talking. Whenever it's cloudy, overcast, rainy day, I like to throw a painted color, Bill.
Right.
I really do. Now you get the sun out bright.
Them right there.
That chrome side.
Yep.
And I mean, to me, that's your best bet. It just depends on on a cloudy day, no rain or whatever, or even when it's raining. I like to throw one that's painted. I think they got a little more fish. There's no sun there to reflect off that chrome side. Bottom line,
right.
That's what it's all about. That flash.
These here painted ones, they'll show more flash on a cloudy day than dingy water also.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And folks, there's hundreds of colors of those things, I guess, and you can pick you out one. I've got red ones. I got chartreuse, and I've got chartreuse and white, chartreuse and orange. I mean, a whole assortment of them. But I try to.
Well, we've been collecting them for
a long time.
Been collecting
them for a long time, Bill. We sure have. I've got some in there that I can, believe it or not, I can tell when it's an old one or a new one. Not because it's wore out, but I mean just by picking it up and rattling it. I don't know if the plastic's changed or the amount of beads they put in it's changed or what, but there's a difference.
Yep, that's right.
And even though I like some of the new ones, I still take care of my old ones. I hate it.
Exactly. I got some that I've had for so long that some of the chrome was wore off of them.
Yeah.
Even.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. And you can have those once you start wearing on this thing, and it's a bone body. When you break, when you start wearing that chrome off of it, it's a bone color, and you can, once they're cleaned up, you can have them repainted or paint them yourself, whatever. There's some good people in this area that make those homemade plugs and stuff that can paint them. Super painters. They sure are, Bill. There's no doubt about it. That's just something to keep in mind. Just wanted to pass that along to you, about the rattle traps. That's just my feeling on it. I've caught, I think, more fish on cloudy days on a painted color than I ever did on a chrome side.
These chrome side baits they're the sunny side of the bait. They really are.
Yes,
when the sun's shining, they really work good.
Yeah, I think so, Bill. That's the way I've always done it. My wife, she didn't want nothing but chrome and blue. That was it. It is. I said, well, you want your rattle trap? Yeah. What color you want? She said, one I always fish with.
Yeah,
said,
chrome and blue.
Chrome and blue. That's it. But anyway, I wanted to pass that along to you. All right, we're gonna get to some announcements here, and we got I hope the phones are on. I'm pretty sure they are. East Tennessee Sportsmen's Association. Willie, if you're listening, I'm going to say we're going to have the meeting next Tuesday, and if there's any change about that, give us a buzz over here. But I still need to know where we're going to be meeting at. So give us a buzz and let us know what's going on with that for sure. And that's supposed to be next Tuesday, the 21st. There he is right now. He's right on it. All right, here we go. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, you heard me, didn't you?
I heard you.
All right. Good deal. I knew you was listening. What can you tell us?
Next Tuesday at 7 o'clock at the first at White Creek Baptist Church.
At Whites Creek Baptist Church, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's on right on 27. Am I right? Or do you have to turn left and get over to the church there, going out Eagle Furnace?
It's about 2 miles this side, or maybe a mile and a half this side of where you turn to go to Whites Creek.
Okay, so it is right on 27 up on the hill there.
Up on little hill.
Yeah. Okay.
Going towards Spring City, it'll be on your left.
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to make sure I was at the right church. Now, Willie, this is what time now?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay.
21st.
All right, 7 p.m. And that's April the 21st.
Right.
Okay, man. That sounds like a plan.
And the kids and wives are welcome to come too.
Okay. All right.
Everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome. Okay.
And we'll see what we can get into.
Okay. Now we talked about our membership last week, and you said you didn't know if you had any hunters signed up.
I'd say in the group, I'd say there's some signed up.
Okay. Good. That sounds good. I know a couple of guys that were supposed to sign up that I gave applications to, that I worked with, and they fish and hunt both. So that's why I was counting on them being in there. So that sounds good, Willie. Is there any other info that you want to share with us right now?
Just wish everybody would show up. I wish the whole community would come up and show up down there. We wouldn't even have room out in the parking lot to have a meeting.
I heard that.
Numbers count. It was like I was telling a guy the other day. He said, well, I can't join because I can't attend the meetings and stuff like that. I said, well, you get your name on there. I said, your number counts.
That's right.
True. That's true, Willie. It's good to be involved, but it's better to go and say, hey, I've got 500 members than it is to say I've got 50.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And $5, I mean, that's a hamburger or a pack of cigarettes.
Right. I agree. It's something we need to get going. I mean, we need to have it, and it needs to be a big thing. Big thing is electing you guys or the people to attend these meetings, and then to be able to speak and voice what your members is wanting done is what we really need, and that's something we need to work.
They dissolved. I took it over down here, which they kind of dissolved the one in Clinton, but we're still recognized with TWRA.
Right. Yep.
So we're still recognized, and numbers count. You may not want to participate, but if you get your name in there, we can say you are a member, and we get together and get something done, we said we got 1,200 members or 2,000 members that wants this done. They're going to listen. We say we got 5 people that wants this done. You're not going to get nothing done.
I agree.
I agree also.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. You're right on it, Willie. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
What about this North Lake Task Force? Have you attended their meeting? Did you attend the meeting they had the last week or so?
No, I missed that one.
Okay.
But I was supposed to have been there. Another guy showed up in my place.
All right. So are you aware of what was discussed, I guess?
Yeah, Jack Raines is pretty well informed me what was going on.
Okay. 10-4.
That's who we're trying to get to call in here is Jack Willie. He knows everything about it.
Well, I'd say if he's listening, he'll call.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll call. But we need to get more members. We've got a pretty good start, but we need everybody in it, really.
I agree.
I agree also, Willie.
Touch, runs.
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything that you do with outdoors, I agree. What's are you planning on calling what members you've got on? I know you've got everybody's phone number and stuff. Are you going to try to contact everybody by phone?
I won't do that today, but I have people in here from time I got up till just a few minutes ago.
Okay.
I had people over here. Bud Strider was over here. Crabtree was over here. You name it, they were over here.
Yeah. All right. Well, you shouldn't be so popular, Willie.
I don't know about that.
All right, man. Well, listen, you've answered what I wanted you to answer, and that was date, time, and the place. And I appreciate you following up on it and keeping us informed, and hopefully we'll have a big turnout Tuesday night.
Well, what we're going to try to do is, me and Bud's been talking about it, and we're going to try to find a place in Oliver Springs to have a meeting, maybe one in Oak Ridge, one here in Harriman, so that it's fair for everybody, so everybody don't have to drive so far to get to our meetings.
That sounds good, Willie.
We're trying to help them out that way, get more members to show up.
Okay, bud.
And we will try to have some door prizes at the meeting, so, anybody that wants to bring a little something, some plugs or something, and throw them in the pot. That's what we did when we had collecting everybody, bait lures or something like that. I'd always take some spinner baits and buzz baits and jigs and stuff like that, and then we'd have a drawing during the meeting, and always made for a little fun.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
I agree with you, Willie.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to the families, the kids, the people, because this is what it's about. It's trying to preserve our lakes and our sports for our kids and our grandkids.
All right, that's exactly right, Willie. Exactly right. I got another caller. I appreciate you calling and letting us know what's going on. Hope to see you Tuesday night.
All righty. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, Willie. Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Hello, caller.
Yeah, this is TD Lamprey.
Yes, sir.
You didn't have to hang up on him on account of me.
Well, I didn't know it was you calling, or I wouldn't have. Oh, Lordy. Go ahead.
I thought I'd give you a little fishing report.
Okay, sir.
If you plan on fishing up on Bull Run Creek, you better hope you like cream in your coffee.
Is it that muddy?
It's that muddy.
Oh, Lordy. Okay.
And I, due to one of my snitches up there on Clinton Highway, they wasn't catching anything up. They wasn't catching any crappie or stripe up there at the bridge.
It's muddy there too. I was by there today.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like one of my friends used to tell me, when you trout fishing and the water's muddy, and to fish around the tree roots, I'd forget it.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I might give you up one of my trade secrets there, on them chartreuse minnows, or
yeah,
and some of those waterproof minnows you can get down there from Uncle Jim there on Edgemore. Buy them the night before, and when it comes, when you got them when they're hungry and want to feed, throw in some of them metal flakes in there.
Yeah, I got you.
And ain't nothing better than a green metal flake minnow.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna tell you a little secret about that.
What's that, sir?
A lot of these floating fly fishermen take that save and they put that blue glitter in there and mix it all up and rub that on that little old fly or on the minnow now. That's just another little secret.
I hear you.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, let me get my pen out and
All
I'll write that down.
Yeah, that's something you can try on your grubs whenever you're fishing for them crappie.
I wonder how to do it on my wife's feet.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. But yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in, letting us know about the water conditions up there, but I'd say you could probably walk on that water just about it, couldn't you?
It looks pretty daggone dirt.
That's what I figured. All right.
But anyway, toodaloo.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you. Okay. All right. Good to hear from him on that water report there, folks. But there is a lot of muddy water running in.
And I'll tell you something else. There's a lot of trash on the lakes, too.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot. I had that on my mind to let everybody know that. Yeah.
You have to be awful careful.
Be awful careful. Norris Lake's backing up, and trees and lawn chairs, Bill. What else, huh? Tennis shoes.
There's everything in the water right now.
Everything.
They really are.
Yeah, everything you can think of is in the water right now, folks. On Norris and on the headwaters of Watts Bar down here. Like you said, you better be careful if you're out there running, because you could get on a big log real bad, real quick.
Yeah.
We saw tables floating today, didn't we?
That's exactly right. Sure did. Yes, sir.
What is that? He said, must be a table. I see 4 legs sticking up.
Must be a table. There's 4 legs sticking up.
All right. Well, remember that, folks. Tuesday night, pass the word along to your friends, neighbors, and what have you there about this meeting down there. It's the first one of the group, and we need to get it, get off on the right foot. The big crowd, and need to take in some new members while we're down there, because this thing's going to, this thing may be important before we ever know it.
Hey, if what we hear about this North Lake Task Force, it could be very important.
Sure could, Bill. It sure could. Okay, moving right along. Remember the Volunteer Bass Trail, James Knuckles, director, their tournament's at Brogan's Holler the 18th, which is Saturday.
Yep.
So remember that. And then we also got, let's see, the Bassman. Man, I'm going to get my glasses out for this. Okay. The Blue Ridge Bassmasters, their next tournament's May the 2nd on Cherokee. And then you've got several Heartland tournaments, folks, coming up this weekend. Let's see. Well, the dam, their next one's on the 25th. Point 19, Division 1's the 18th, which is Saturday. The dam's the 25th. Douglas at the dam is the 25th. Then you come over here. Here's Fort Loudon Tellico, the 18th. At the canal ramp, and then at the Concord ramp, they're both of those I told you last week. They're this Saturday. Also on that, Ladd Landing the 18th. Watch Bar at Rockwood. Now this is the Sunday trail. Theirs will be Sunday the 19th. So this goes on, and then here's April the 26th at Brogan's Holler. That's on the Sunday trail. Let me get that call. Let's see. Douglas Dandridge the 18th. So that's pretty well got all those. 3.5 minutes. Let me see who we got. Hello, caller.
Hey,
Yep.
Steve, it's Jack Raines. Who you got on your left there?
But I got my left-hand man right here, Mr. Bill Nichols, buddy.
Well,
Jack.
Is he taking you out and catching you in smallmouth?
Yeah. You know it, Jack.
Well, I hope he is.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You know it. If we're
I
fishing, we're catching
Ronnie
them.
Norton a while ago, and
Okay.
word, and I'm glad you're plugging the Tennessee sportsmen down there for Rock County. They're gonna put a bunch of trees out down there. If you've talked to Willie, and that'll sure help Watts Bar. It's about like old Norris. Norris is 75 years old or better, and if they hadn't put some of them trees in, a fish can't hide under a milk carton or a beer can. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Jack. Hey, we're glad you called in. What we want you to do is get up with Bill tomorrow or one day in the next week or something, and he or myself need to attend that next task force meeting, and I guess it'll be in August, won't it?
I don't know. I'll have to call and find out when they're going to have the next one. He can call Randy Thomas. He knows. He's the one that's chairman, and I don't know when they'll have another meeting.
Okay.
They have one usually once a quarter, and the guys out there that's on that task force now is just strictly Norris only.
Yeah. We knew that. That's exactly why we was wanting to get to the meeting, you know.
Yeah.
Randy Thomas. Okay.
You got to get on the program. So what he needs to do is call Carter up in Morristown, and he can tell you when the next meeting will be, and get your Bill out there and let them talk about it and what it is. What we talked about the last meeting out there is about stocking fish. The walleye won't reproduce. They've eaten all those alewives, and they had to go someplace else and shock walleye to raise the fish out the hatchery to put in Norris. Yeah,
we've heard something about it. Listen, we're running out of time. I appreciate you calling. I'll be calling you at home. Me or Bill one, probably both of us there in the next day or two. Okay, well, I'll find out tomorrow or Saturday one and find out exactly when that next meeting is, okay? Okay, Jack. Be looking forward to talking to you. See you, buddy. Thank you. All right. That's what we wanted to hear about,
Yes, sir.
that walleye business.
Yep.
We're going to get to the bottom of that. How much time we got, Herschel? 30 seconds. Folks, well, I got one more show before this, but they got a big tournament down at Kingston City Park on the 25th of April. That's at Morristown Marine Business. So we'll bring that up next week. But what Jack Raines just pointed out, this walleye thing on North Lake, very important. So we want to dig into it. God bless you. Hope to see you next week.